Hi everyone, I'm Stan from Eagle Vision. I'm here with Craig Jackett. Craig, welcome.
Thank you, Stan. Good to be here.
So Craig is the managing director of Jackett Agency, which is a creative agency, and they've been working for over 25 years in the space of both SMEs as well as state and federal, as well as some international government agencies, with a range of, objectives. And primarily what I wanted to talk about today is something different to our past episodes. It's more for service professionals, architects, town planners, project managers. The world and the media and marketing have been changing dramatically over the last 10 to 12 years, and with social media being so prevalent, I wanted to have a chat to Craig about some of the keys for social media. So in today's session we're going to cover digital strategy, keys for that, maybe some of the common mistakes and case studies around it. So what would you say would be the first thing that...
Well, Stan, look, I think the most important thing is understanding your brand. So every client needs to understand exactly what their brand stands for.
Yep.
And then importantly, that segues into then who they're going to look for externally in terms of the clients.
Yep.
And make sure that they're the right fit for their business. Common mistake is people not understanding their business.
Right.
So if you don't understand your business and you haven't got a strategy around social media, then you're very unlikely to succeed. With your business, there's some key points to remember.
Yep.
So every business is its own personality.
Right.
You've got to find that personality. You've got to find that tone of voice. How does your business speak to your clients?
Yep.
What do you hope to achieve from your clients? What's your ideal client? Where do you want the business to be in future? And what clients are you going to need in order to get there?
Right.
And if you don't know that, then you're never going to be able to get there.
And like we talked about an avatar for a business.
Avatars are really important, I think.
Yeah.
So with a business, okay, what personality is your business? The avatar is probably more important from a client perspective than a business perspective.
Okay.
But you can actually use them. You could use an avatar for your business, and you could use an avatar for your client.
Right.
So when we spoke before, we were talking about an avatar for your business, Stan.
Yep.
So what was your avatar?
Yeah, well, we've got a 45 to 60-year-old male who drives a nice European car and has, those kind of aspirations in mind.
Correct. Yeah, works in construction
Property
industry or property
right.
development.
Yep.
Architecture.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. So that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about.
Right.
It's good to know, because when you're establishing your tone of voice, you want to be talking to them. You don't want to be talking to a 20-something, because you've lost them straight away.
Yep. Yep.
So it's really important to, as we said, understand your audience. But you've also got to have a plan, particularly around social media.
Yep.
You can't go in blind. You've got to have a media strategy that aligns with your business. What the goals of the business are. Think about how both you and your customers and your business can prosper through that unique experience in social media, and make sure that there's potential to leverage from it.
Yep.
So you've got to set measurable goals and targets.
Yep.
First and foremost. Think about how you respond to praise. That's something that a lot of clients don't do. They just sort of go out into the social media fray and they get some response, and then they haven't really thought about how they're going to deal with it.
Yeah, get some likes on Instagram.
That's right.
Yeah.
So with the praise, that's fantastic. So how do I convert that into a long-term client? You've got to think strategically about that. Do you just, thanks very much, or do you try to engage them or take them offline?
Yep.
And then really get to know them if they're the right fit for your business. Importantly, responding to questions. So that we go back to the tone of voice of that business.
Yep.
It's all got to be the same. Not the same answers, but the same tone of voice. So the way you respond to a question should look like it's one person that's looking after the entire social media and marketing platform.
Yep.
Most importantly is how you respond to criticism, because things can and often do go wide, in social media. So
Yep.
you've always got trolls.
Yep.
And those trolls could be real or they could be pretend. They could be from competition. They could be from just a former employee that's not particularly happy with you. You've got to be able to respond to them well, really professionally, never lose your cool. I'll go on a bit about that later on in our discussion. But it's really critical that you've thought about how you're going to answer that and how you're going to reflect your business well, because clients are won and lost with your responses.
And it's all transparent, there's no hiding.
You cannot hide, it's there forever. So, and if you say the wrong thing, somebody's going to pick it up and they're going to run with it.
You can come back.
You can.
Yeah, very good. And what about a case study for the digital strategy that you can think of?
Look, one of the ones we did recently was a finance business. And they came to us and said that they had a very specific target audience. And after some careful analysis, we discovered that their target audience, which was basically males aged sort of 30 to 45, into their sport, into their local cricket, football, soccer clubs, it was actually a little bit wrong, because what they were trying to sell, the decision makers are really women in that situation. So, for example, women were buying that product more extensively than men at that point in given time. So we had a look at some data, a Bureau of Stats data. We went right through it and we discovered that what they were doing was they were missing out on a large segment of a growth market. One that hadn't really been recognised by the industry, or was only slowly being recognised by the industry, that have actually picked up on it really well now.
Okay, great.
So effectively we doubled the size of their client base, or their potential client base.
So by understanding the strategy of who the target market is.
Just by understanding that strategy. You know, often these things, we are not our customers. And sometimes it's the forest for the trees. So you need to maybe engage someone else to take a step back and have a big look at it and say, well, hang on, have you thought about this? Now, we may not always be right, but at least we get you thinking.
Excellent. Look, Craig, thanks so much. This is all that we have time for in this episode. Next time, we're going to talk about content. So actually, what do you publish within the social media space? And yeah, look, thanks for watching.
Thanks for having me.